My character is Ciarán Valima.
Duke Jackson.
Yeah. Duke Jackson.
I'm playing Wilbert Warmbelly, but his friends and confidants call him Pudge.
Your journey is at the request of Celyse, a former adventuring companion and friend, who has since found her calling as a tutor to the children of Countess Regina Fairfax, Lady of Dragonholt. If you're going to Dragonholt, you'll have to go through Eventide Forest. Ain't no way around it. Bandits.
Who dare wake Pudge from his slumber?
It's pretty dark. The bandits turn back and retreat into the forest. You have escaped. Then you find yourself on Dragonholt's main street. The lack of a good night's sleep is too much, and you retire to your room. You will have to explore Dragonholt on the morrow. Hello and welcome back to Board Crazy. I am D. I am joined by my partners in crime, Graham and Will.
We can introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Will, everyone.
I'm Duke Jackson.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
We are back playing Legacy of Dragonholt. We enjoyed it last time, so we're continuing the adventures of Ciarán, Duke, and Pudge. Last time, if you watched, if you haven't watched, go back and check out that video if you're interested. I enjoyed it. We, the three of us, ventured through Eventide Forest along with the company of a gnomish apothecary named Miriam and her orc bodyguard Braxton. We had a little skirmish with some bandits, but we made it through unscathed, and we made it to the Village of Dragonholt, where we went to Miriam's, I believe her aunt's inn by the name of the Swan. Where we rested. We all got one experience, some fame, I think. We're at 3 fame now.
Mm-hmm.
And how much gold do we have?
100
So
gold.
100 gold, okay. We have some healing potions each, and we also received a old mysterious trinket, which Pudge is holding on to currently.
Yes, a wooden trinket
Like a badger.
found in the Great Oak in Eventide.
Yeah.
So,
So again, I am an elf brawler. You are...
Free City Human Thief.
And Pudge.
Wandering Gnome Apothecary. 2.5 feet tall, 150 pounds.
So let's get started then. We have a tracking thing for Dragonholt Village as we make our
That's right.
days through.
You track the Dragonholt, I track the general story sheet.
Don't tell me what to do.
That's what we did last time, Graham. All right, so
Calm down.
ready to start, gentlemen?
Kind of. How about you, Duke?
I'm reading the tracking sheet, okay?
I'm doing the homework. you
Boiling
gave me.
everything. So let's get started. You wake to the smell of freshly baked bread.
Oh.
Yeah, and the chippered voices of Miriam and Sapphire, who is Miriam's aunt. Golden shafts of sunlight stream through the window beside your bed, and you idle for a moment before getting up, watching the dust float in the air in the morning light. With a yawn and a stretch, you rise from your bed and prepare yourself for the day ahead.
I reach out for the golden shafts. Thank you for greeting me this morning, golden shafts.
As
Okay.
you step out of your room, you see that Braxton has also just stepped into the corridor. She gives you a polite smile and a nod. Morning. You are just about to respond when Miriam comes around the corner from the direction of the common room. Good, you're awake. Breakfast is ready. It's a real feast, exclaims Miriam eagerly. Come on, it'll get cold if you just dawdle in the hall. With that, Miriam takes Braxton's hand and drags her, Braxton allows herself to be dragged, toward the common room. You descend the stairs to the sunken common room. Sapphire is setting a table with plates. Miriam ushers Braxton to the table and they both sit. You take a seat and examine the feast that Sapphire has prepared. Large yellow eggs, thick slices of brown toast, juicy ham steaks, and seasoned pan-fried potatoes.
No. Duke only eats peanuts and romaine lettuce.
I'll see what we can do about the peanuts and lettuce.
Healthy lettuce wraps. You just put peanuts in the lettuce.
As you are scooping food onto your plate, Sapphire returns with 2 large pitchers, one filled with creamy milk and the other with freshly squeezed juice. What's so amusing?
I guess we're making smoothies.
Oh.
Keep going.
After checking on the other patrons, Sapphire returns and sits at the table with you. So, what brings you to Dragonholt? Have you come in search of love, or... Sapphire gasps and glances around before leaning in close. Are you here for revenge? Braxton coughs.
Love.
Let's hold on. You're gonna have a chance. Braxton coughs and strikes her chest with a fist, having choked on a bit of potato. And Miriam begins laughing. The love of theatrics runs in the family, I see, mutters Braxton after a drink of milk. Sapphire blushes lightly and looks back at you. Forgive me. Perhaps I gossip with the neighbors a bit too much. And we've come to our first choice. Are we? Who wants to choose what we're doing?
Well, I want to know what the choices are. Or do we have to choose ahead of time?
Well, no, I'm just like, you're kind of the leader. Are you going to be the one answering this one, or do you want someone else to...
I'll answer this one.
The options are visiting an old friend, looking for the next adventure, hoping to find gainful employment. If I'm lucky, I'm not the only one searching for love. Or I seek vengeance on the man who killed my father. Remember, we are trying to track down or help out your friend Celyse, who wrote that letter to you.
Yeah.
But
I got this. Love.
love,
And I
okay.
may have found it, and I wink at Pudge.
Okay. Flip over your thing. Oh, do empathy. I'm sorry, that one requires empathy.
Pudge just grabs a...
I don't have empathy.
And you cannot choose that option. I'm sorry. And the
Darn
vengeance one requires deception or performance. Apologies.
Vengeance.
Do you
And
have?
he turns around and winks at Pudge.
Do you actually have skill or deception or performance?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going with vengeance. Okay, 7-4-5-0.
What?
Going to the back of the book.
I just eat half a hamster in one bite.
You glance around as if checking if anyone is listening before leaning in. Sapphire and Miriam also lean closer, and in a low voice you say, I seek vengeance on the man who killed my father.
I want to shake his hand.
Braxton's eyes go wide as she looks at you, and Miriam and Sapphire cover their surprise with a hand. What? Starts Sapphire louder than she intended before stopping herself and glancing around. She continues in a whisper. What happened? What do you plan to do? You try not to let your grin show on your face as you continue. I was young when it happened, but I dedicated my life to the art of combat. So, actually, do you want to read this?
You try not to let your grin show on your face as you continue. I was young when it happened, but I dedicated my life to the art of combat. So next time I see him, I will say to him, hello, my name is Duke Jackson. Just then, you are interrupted by the sound of bells signaling someone entering the inn. Miriam and Sapphire nearly jump out of their seats from the shock. Goodness! Exclaims Sapphire as she gets up and hurries to welcome the new patron.
Patrick.
Miriam looks at you with wide eyes. Is all of this true? Must be just a story to get a rise out of Sapphire. Your father wasn't actually killed, right? Asks Braxton. But the concern on her face indicates that she believes you. Mark your story point W5 and read entry 2994.
All right.
I like to think that Duke just read all that. That was his monologue. There was no end of quote there. You just kept going. Everyone in the room is like, what the hell is going on? All right.
After breakfast, you return to your room to grab what you'll need before venturing into the village for the day. When you return to the common room, you see that Braxton is also about to set out. Many of the patrons have dispersed since breakfast, but a few remain in the common room, reading or mingling with one another. Miriam is nowhere to be seen. If you have any questions about Dragonholt, don't hesitate to ask me, says Sapphire. Where's Miriam gone off to? Asks Braxton. Oh, that child couldn't wait any longer and ran off to see the old Apothecary Shop. Sapphire shakes her head. Even if she buys it, it'll be some time before it's up and running. Nasty fire it was. Loremoor fire is nothing to take lightly. Have we discovered the hidden message in the letter from Celyse?
Wait, right in this?
Yes.
We've discovered like the code on the back of the letter. The hidden message within the letter?
There's a... It says what? Please refer to my first letter. I mean, we should probably look at the first letter of each paragraph.
Yes. Right.
What are the... What are they...
Well, it starts with an M.
Wait. I'm gonna do the first letter of each word that's spelled wrong. Write them down for me, Will.
Okay. You've missed something. Because there's definitely plot to something noble family.
Yeah, exactly.
Plot to something noble... What, really?
Yeah, plot to kill noble family.
Yeah, plot.
You definitely missed some.
You missed some, yeah, because it's spelling out like.
Okay, hold on. So I got the plot to.
No, oh, you said
What did I
TOI. plot.
well,
No,
what-
no, he only, it was
Yeah.
his plot TIL,
Look for an
Obel, and then FMIY. It's definitely plot to kill noble family.
Oh, there's an O here. I think I missed for outside.
Yeah, that's the plot 2.
2.
Yeah.
Now look for a
Where's the
K.
K and the L?
Oh my god.
The K. The K.
The
should,
K must be from the one in Narek Hall, but I don't know how that's normally spelled, so that's...
Okay, so we'll assume, and then there's another L.
All right, so I think it's safe to say we've discovered the hidden message in the letter from Celyse.
Yeah.
Guys,
There's a plot to kill the noble family.
there's a plot to kill the noble family. What do we do?
Oh, you missed the. I think you missed the A in assistance.
Maybe I did. Yeah,
You
There's
jerk.
an A in family.
Is there? Yes. Interesting. All right. We have discovered the hidden message in the letter from Celyse. We're going to read entry 1518. You suddenly recall the hidden message that that you discovered in Celyse's letter. Unsure of the urgency Celyse intended, you figure it best to make your way to meet her before too much longer. You ask Sapphire for directions to Regina's manor. Sapphire's face shifts to match your own more serious mood. Of course. The manor is just north of here. If you walk around to the north side of the block and look north, you can't miss it. Big, fancy buildings on the hill. Sapphire tilts her head slightly. Is everything all right, dear? You can tell that she is truly concerned, but you also get the sense that she is hoping for some juicy gossip. You assure her that everything is fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Mark story point Y5.
I said it twice.
Yes, you
We're
did.
sure she knows.
Great job, Will.
What?
Not letting us down.
X5?
Y5.
Oh, I thought you said I5.
Y5. Thank you for your hospitality, Sapphire, says Braxton as she opens the door to leave. Of course, hun. Good luck with the guards. Braxton smiles and nods before leaving. You are about to leave yourself when Sapphire stops you. Oh, I almost forgot. If you're going around Dragonholt without a map, you might get lost. It's a small village, but some of the alleyways are a real labyrinth. She produces a folded piece of parchment and lays it out on the counter. Let's see, she mutters and scans the map. Ah, here we are. She marks a spot on the map with the Swan. She spends a moment marking numerous other locations for convenience. Here you are, don't lose it now, she says as she folds up the map and hands it to you. If you have any other questions about Dragonholt, come back and ask me. We have gained the map of Dragonholt.
That's how it's pronounced.
Dragonholt. Where's the Swan? Wait, no, where's the Swan? Swan's around here somewhere. You genius man, you. This encounter is complete, apparently. Map of Dragonholt. After completing an encounter, use the map of Dragonholt to choose a new location to visit. Each location has a 4-digit number that corresponds to an entry in this book. When you choose a location, read the corresponding entry in the book. If playing with 2 or more players, you will each take turns choosing locations to visit. When you choose a location to visit, exhaust your activation token. Sorry, Graham. You become the active player and remain the active player until the encounter is complete. You should make decisions within the encounter as a group, but as the active player, you have the final say on those decisions. Gathering information. During your time in Dragonholt, you might wish to gather information about the village or county or the events that happen within. Returning to the Swan to speak with Sapphire or visiting the village hall are great ways to gather such information. In addition, you might try visiting the local taverns in search of rumors. The encounters in this book take place over multiple days, as tracked on the tracking sheet on the back cover of this book, which we have a copy of here. At the end of each day, an effect on the tracking sheet will instruct you to read a specific entry that bridges the gap between the day that just ended and the next day in the story. The events that occur at each location might change from day to day, and special events might occur on specific days. However, some locations will have the same or similar events on multiple days. You cannot gain the benefits of any single entry more than once each day. So, will you or Pudge or Ciarán will have the first choice here as far as where we visit, since Duke has expended...
That's easy.
Duke, where's your father's kid?
So,
Duke. Nope, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. Dirk.
I think he's incapable of saying it correctly. It's pretty embarrassing.
Close enough.
Lead the way.
Where do you want to go? Where's your father's killer?
He's at the guard station.
We'll go to the guard.
Pudge, his father's not actually dead. He might be dead. Is your father dead?
Yes.
What?
When?
Is that why you're actually here?
I killed him.
Oh. Makes sense.
Well, that solves that mystery.
Where are we going, guys?
Pudge, you're the leader.
Jackson.
So I gotta lead.
You lead the way.
Okay,
I mean, do you want to go to the manor right away and get in touch with Celyse, or do you want to not do that?
Actually, I'm pretty sure my father's name was Michael.
Any of you ever been here before to Dragonholt?
No, I've barely left my hometown.
All right,
This adventure.
I want to go.
Square.
It's my turn. I'm activating
you're
my.
not.
Reactivating. It's
Come on.
All right, we're gonna go to the manor.
Going to Fairfax.
Talk to Celyse.
All right, we're expend your thing. So we're going to entry 1400.
Spend your thing.
I'm gonna flip
can't
it.
even
Whatever,
flip it right.
whatever way it lands, that's what.
He's
Hey.
active. He's active. That's the rule.
Fairfax Manor. The Manor House is a sprawling structure of gray stone, its facade covered with dark green ivy. The east wing of the manor is older than the rest, its tall, narrow windows doubling as arrow slits and its roof marked by crenellations. The arching stair leads to the main door on the ground floor. I believe 4 or less time has passed today. Would that be accurate to say? Mm-hmm. Has any time passed today?
No.
Nope.
Then we're going to read the entry below that corresponds to the current day. You step into the grand hall of the manor, which is lit only by the sun shining through the high windows. A human serving girl sits at a long table polishing silver. Story point V6, is that marked?
No.
Nope. There's no V's.
No V6. How about S8?
Nope.
Okay, then we are going to entry 9072. The young woman sees you and calls out, Mr. Timothy! A moment later, a slender man, in a slightly rumpled velvet doublet emerges from a door to your left. Ah, he says, yes, hello. I'm Timothy, her ladyship's steward. You ask after Celyse, explaining that you are old friends.
We're old friends.
Terribly sorry, I'm afraid Celyse is not available. To be honest, I haven't seen nor heard from her in 2 days. You ask after Countess Regina, and Timothy shakes his head. No, I'm afraid the Countess is not available to visitors. She is far too busy. Is story point Y5 marked?
Yes.
It is. Then we're going to read entry 8001. I'm certain it wouldn't be proper to let a perfect stranger into Celyse's room. You display Celyse's letter, pointing out that you are her old friend, and if she has been missing for 2 days, perhaps you would better find her. Well, says Timothy, looking over the letter. Yes, I can see your point. This way. He leads you to a doorway to the left of the great hall, then into a long gallery hung with portraits and adorned with statuary. He stops at the second door off the gallery. This is Celyse's bedchamber, he says as he opens the door. All the guest rooms are in this wing, even my own chamber. The steward watches from the doorway as you investigate Celyse's room. It's rather large and grander than her usual, with most of the decorations belonging, you suspect, to the manor itself. Only a mess of papers, books, and scrolls across the writing desk under the window make you certain the room belongs to your elven friend. You don't see any evidence of foul play, but Celyse's traveling cloak is not hanging in the closet. Her boots are missing, and you don't see her journal anywhere.
Someone's stolen all her clothing.
You ask Timothy about her wardrobe, and he purses his lips. Yes, now that you mention it, it seems that some of her clothing is missing. Perhaps she packed for a trip? Odd that she didn't tell me where she was going, if so. Eventually, he escorts you politely but firmly from the manor, with promises to send for you if Celyse reappears or reaches out. Mark story point S8. Time passes. This encounter is complete. Now, it's my turn.
What?
My turn to choose place. Go.
He's like not. He was like not speaking.
His laryngitis.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a dead end for the moment. I've got some money. How are you guys doing on supplies?
Countess and
I mean, I got a few items.
I have stealth, deception,
Not
persuasion.
supplies. It's a skill.
He's got a supply of these things. They can be expended.
I've got anything I want. I'm a thief.
I think maybe let's go to the smithy.
All right.
Actually, I expended so we can all refresh, but I am in charge of this little encounter, even though I fight with my fists. Smithy is 5780.
I'm not a big fan of smithies. given my weight, I tend to sweat a lot down by the heat.
At the end of the market row stands a low building with a grey slate roof and a thick chimney, the smithy. The workshop portion of the building sports clapboard walls, easily open to let in cooler air when the furnace is in use, while a brownstone annex hosts what you presume are living quarters, offices, storage, and the other necessities of the smith's trade. A polished silver hammer hangs from a wrought iron signpost outside the front door, inscribed with Dunmoire characters. A bronze plaque is set into the wall with the same legend written in the common tongue. Fior Brightmall, Smith. 5 or less time has passed today, so we're going to read entry 774. No, don't mark anything.
774 what?
3. A hot wind blows around you as you duck into the workshop. The roar of the furnace is punctuated by loud clanging and the in and out breathing of the bellows. This is our first time visiting this location while it is open, correct? Yes. It is correct. It's our first time visiting. So we're going to entry 5792. The young dwarf man on bellows pauses in his exertions, mopping his brow with a rag and staring at you with frank curiosity. The clanging The clanging continues for a few moments until the smith puts down her hammer and leans back on her padded stool. "What is it, Brill?" she calls. The apprentice on the bellows points in your direction, and the smith twists to glance at you. "Ah," she says, "new customers. Come closer and let me have a look." She lifts a glowing hot piece of metal from her anvil with the aid of sturdy tongs and plunges it into a bucket of water at her side, then pulls it back out and sets the quenched work in progress aside. The smith is a sturdily built woman. Simply dressed in a light white shirt and heavy leather smock. Her auburn hair is pulled back from her face in a tight bun, and her only ornament is a bright silver necklace around her neck with a subtle purple sheen. "Fior Brightmall," she says as you approach. "Hand me my crutch, will you?" You find a wooden crutch with a padded grip close by and offer it to her. She takes it, situates it under her left shoulder, and swings herself on one good leg over to the edge of the workshop away from the heat. Her right leg moves stiffly at her side. "I know what you're thinking," she says. "I must have some great story of battling a troll to a standstill to go with my injury. But I'm sad to say I was born like this. Sorry to disappoint." She settles onto a carved wooden chair and lays her crutch to the side. "Welcome to my smithy. My apprentices and I can handle the work you need, or perhaps you'd like to browse my stock. I assure you, we Brightmalls are the finest smiths south of the Dunmoire Mountains." She grins and leans forward conspiratorially. "And frankly, I'm better than most of those overproud duffers, too." Read entry 4422. Fior directs your attention to her stockroom, which is directly adjoining the workshop and filled with useful items. Trivets and nails and horseshoes, of course, but also swords, daggers, coats of mail, a vicious-looking warhammer, and a wide selection of other implements of the adventuring trade. "Or available for special commissions, of course," she adds, idly fondling her silver necklace. "Well, Bozarth is. He's a journeyman. His rates are much more affordable than mine," she laughs. So I have the... I guess... How's this going to work? I guess I'm in charge, right? So it's my choice what we do here?
Well, Pudge is in charge.
I mean, for this particular encounter.
Sure, yeah. you can lead this encounter.
That's how it they told us to do it. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I can either purchase new equipment, which requires us to each spend 25 gold. We can contract Fior to forge a magical sword, which requires a war rune. I don't believe we have that. Mm-hmm. We can ask if there's anything we can do to help, or we can leave.
We leave.
She just says that, we just walk out silently.
We don't
back
say
out. We don't even
anything
turn around. We just...
I'm going to attempt to steal something.
No, you're not. That's not an option. Oh, God, he's out of control. It's not a die. It's just a...
How did you do that?
That is exactly what I was expecting to have happen. I suppose it's my job to get that now.
Not only did it land perfectly to roll, but it landed on an uneven surface and rolled. That was like perfect. Also, that was a natural one.
That was literally a natural one, if that were an equivalent. You know, I think it'd be fun to purchase some equipment.
All right, yeah.
Sorry, guys. We're gonna each mark off 25 gold. Well, actually, I guess we only have...
So
it's...
25 gold?
Yeah, we don't have our own individual goal, do we?
25 minus 100 is 90.
I like how we were all quiet watching it just to see how far it'd go.
So you couldn't possibly go all the way. All right, so that's going to go to entry 1856. What happened that year, Will?
I believe Buchanan won the election.
Oh, that's not good news.
185, 6.
He's the only president from Pennsylvania and the only president to live his entire life as a bachelor.
And
Or to be a bachelor at the time he was president.
probably a solid bottom 3.
Yeah.
Now, Brill, why don't you lend a hand, says Fior, and the young apprentice comes jogging over to escort you through the stockroom. With his assistance, you sample the wide variety of bucklers, bracers, blades, and bludgeons, and make your selections, choosing a variety of new enhancements to your arsenal. Mark 3 progress in combat training.
Like PEDs?
That's down here.
Wow. He's strong now.
Time passes,
Yes.
Nope, another time.
and this encounter is complete.
What do we actually get?
Well, we get combat training, which, I mean, Graham, you can read what happens when we...
As long as 6 progress is marked in combat training, you may learn any of the following skills: archery, brawling, dueling, or military, at the cost of 1 experience per skill. You may learn a new skill at any time.
But wouldn't that cause our stamina to go down? Or does it not?
No,
It doesn't.
no, it's how leveling up works. You get new things without hurting yourself.
Oh. You guys...
My turn?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Duke, you've not chosen a place to go.
Do you guys...
Dude, Jack and chooses Market Street! 5500 Market Street.
We're going to Market Street.
I've been there before.
See the markets.
It's a cool address, 5500 Market Street.
What do they sell at Market Street?
Probably markets. Dragonholt's Market Street is barely 100 yards long, a wide, partly cobbled lane that runs from the village green out towards the fields and farms that surround the town. Along the center of the street marches a line of trees, providing a number of convenient boughs to which merchants might tie their tents and awnings when they set up their stalls. Bordering the street are several permanent fixture stores along the west side of the street: a seamstress, a woodworker, a butcher, and a smithy. Along the east side, the Apothecary Shop, a bakery, and a Fletcher. A small tea house stands between the Apothecary Shop and the bakery. There are no
Duke sees the bakery and goes to the bakery.
There are no posted business hours, and you can't say you've ever seen the shop open, but it is kept in fine condition all the same. The bakery, that is.
Does he have to flip his activation token for choosing
Yes, for choosing, he has to.
choosing the Market
For
Street?
choosing Market Street, you have to flip over your activation token.
What?
That's how it works. But you're in charge of this encounter.
But didn't you choose something and then...
But that,
Yeah, but that flipped over all.
That refreshed
third
everything,
week. Yeah. Day 1, Market Street. A small group of young goats is cavorting in the row of trees, climbing up into the lower branches and leaping down onto one another. Sounds like goats. 2 small human children are watching and laughing, but
Choose to kill the children.
But when they see you run off between the Bakers and the Fletchers, they play somewhere else. The goats, at least, are indifferent to your presence. For the time being, no stalls or carts are set up along the center of the street. A notice board under a large tree at the end of the street indicates that the next market day is 2 days from now.
farmers.
I don't know. You make a note of that, Will?
I hate farmers markets.
Market
They're
Street for day 3.
They're fickle. Always coming and going.
Will?
Yeah.
So nothing of interest is happening right now. This encounter is complete.
Cool. That was easy.
Yeah, you nailed it.
You guys smell that?
The bakery?
I smell cupcakes and donuts and...
I don't think it's
Cake.
open, though.
What time?
I think you might just be imagining that because you're hungry.
You smell that too?
No!
If you're hungry,
Potions.
I know a great place.
Apothecary Shop.
The library.
6,300.
Oh, that's where we're going?
Yes.
Okay, fine. You can flip your thing over.
The address is 6300 Apothecary Shop.
I don't really understand how addresses work in this place. The Apothecary Shop is a 2-story building featuring a large storefront and multiple back rooms. A show window fills nearly the entire front wall of the building, looking out towards the village green. If 5 or less time has passed, I believe that's still accurate. We're
We're on it too.
Read the entry below that corresponds to the current day. Okay. Day 1. The walls of the Apothecary Shop are darkened by soot and burnt wood. The front door and its frame are splintered as if the door had been blown off its frame by an explosion. Several boards fastened in a sheet are nailed over what was once a large, short window. The Apothecary Shop is not open at this time. The encounter is complete.
Fudge.
You knew there was a fire. I don't know what you're expecting.
Pudge says fudge. We
You
should go to the
guys-
library. Let's go to the library.
Oh, I'm really nailing these selections. We keep going to places that aren't open. Let's see if I can do a little bit better. What do you say?
We're not good at observing. We don't check the store hours ahead
Well,
of time.
kind of the reason kind of the reason I'm with Pudge, because he likes to break into places. So let's break in.
Guys, this
You're
game has
with
rules.
Pudge?
Sorry, I say my name a lot. I mean Duke. Ciarán, where
You know what? We're nearby. Let's go to Willow Grove.
Willow Grove. Oh, sexy town.
You guys can flip your things back over.
I hate nature.
Random.
I hate nature.
The road leading south out of the village splits around a large grove of willow and oak trees. The villagers seem to treat the grove as a sort of park or meeting spot. There are almost always children playing among the trees or families enjoying the sun and the breeze.
Just killing.
It's not day
Duke's in
2.
the background, just stabbing.
It's not day
people.
5. It's not day 6. Otherwise, read entry 1370.
The park is closed.
The park is
Everyone's
on fire.
Everyone's
This encounter is complete. The road, if a wagon track that is simply 2 ruts running through the grass can be called that, runs south out of Dragonholt and marches past the mill. Visible in the distance as a leaning
Tower
no.
of Pisa.
Visible in the distance as a leaning stone tower. Beyond the mill, hills pile atop one another, purpling with distance as they reach toward the sky. Is story point B1 marked?
Nope.
Great. Darn. Then we cannot head to the mine to the south. Otherwise, we're returning to the village and this encounter is complete.
Wow, we're
Nice.
seeing everything right now.
We just like, no, all right. Anyone else? All right, what do you think? Duke, you did so well last time. What do you
I know what won't be closed.
Oh, yeah?
I'm starving. We're going to the library.
We'll go to the library.
Are we actually going to the library?
I was going to choose library, so.
All right, so you can flip your thing.
No, you chose it.
The library, best place to get food all town.
Yep.
The village library is large for a village of the size of Dragonholt. It features an antechamber, a main room with rows of bookshelves, and a few side rooms. On most days, one of the side rooms is used as a classroom for the village youths. 4 or less time has passed today, therefore we're going to the next entry here, 2505. The library's main hall features a tall writing desk underneath a window set in the ceiling and 4 walls covered in shelves full of books. Perched atop a stool at the writing desk is a gray-robed, gray-haired human woman spattered with ink, her quill scritching as she carefully copies out another letter.
Hey, girl.
Old woman.
We don't discriminate.
It is day 1. V6 was not marked, correct?
No V6.
V6, and we're going to read entry 7529. After a moment, she places her pen aside and picks up a sander made from silver-chased horn, sprinkling a fine dusting of powdered resin to dry her ink. Then she turns to you. Welcome to the Dragonholt Library, she says. Can I help? Her question trails off as she takes a look at you for the first time. I think she means you. She takes in your appearance and mannerisms with a critical eye and for a moment before asking your name.
I get it. I'm fat, all right? I get it.
You tell her. She blows a breath she may not have realized she was holding. Come this way. She dismounts her stool, probably the flip, and leads you through a low door to a tall, narrow room lit only by windows far above you. No candles or torches, please, she says. A fire here would mean centuries of wisdom lost.
Well, there's your answer on arson.
My name's Duke Jackson.
Arsonist.
I like the way you smell.
Such a strange, weird person.
She leads you around a long bookshelf, and you find that the room was not narrow at all, only blocked off by the enormous shelf. Celyse is resting comfortably in a chair with a book on her lap. Just took 1 second to register. Celyse,
Hey, baby.
says the librarian, I've brought company.
What's the librarian's name?
We've not gotten her name.
Janet.
It's maybe Janet, we'll find out.
Hey, Janet, I know a great bakery
you
down
have
the
a
street that we can burn down.
Thank the spirits that you are here, says Celyse, springing to her feet and narrowly rescuing the book before it falls to the floor. Thank you, she says. Oh, sorry. Thank you, she says to the librarian, who nods and shuffles away, leaving you alone with Celyse. You're on entry 5682.
You did it, Duke. That's why we let you always pick where we're going next.
Hey, Celyse.
No, don't.
Oh, I know a great bakery down the street that we can burn down.
Come on, she wants to speak to you guys.
Oh, man. No one wants to burn anything down.
I'm glad you came.
You'd say that again.
There we go. There is trouble afoot, and I'm getting too old for trouble. Celyse doesn't look a day older than when you met her, but then again, she is an elf. I believe that someone is plotting against the noble family here. You might already know that the local lord is Lady Regina Fairfax, Countess of Dragonholt. She had, up until recently, 3 children, Sonia, Rochelle, and Philip. Regina is sick. She seems a little young to be dying already, but humans will do that to you, I suppose. So her daughter Sonia was poised to inherit the county, but Sonia came to me and said she had received a letter from Uncle Kirik, Regina's brother. Kirik demanded that Sonia renounce her position and support Kirik's claim to Regina's seat. Sonia refused him, of course. Days later, Sonia fell from her horse, struck her head on a rock, and died. Not suspicious on its own, perhaps, but Sonia was an excellent rider. She was alone in the forest when it happened. I became concerned that Kirik had murdered her. I shared my suspicions with Timothy, Regina's steward, and that night, as I returned to my bedroom, a heavy statue in the gallery toppled over and nearly killed me. Celyse closes her eyes and leans back, resting her head. So I fled. I'd already sent the letter to you, so I hid in the village, waiting. Mark story point V6. Finally.
We got your letter, Celyse, about your plot to Loba family.
Sorry, who are you?
What? I'm Duke Jackson.
Duke Jackson.
Celyse stands, brushing down her cloak and taking a deep breath. But nothing unusual has happened since then, and Philip and Rochelle remain safe. It would seem the situation is not as dire as I suspected. For now, I think it wise for you to acquaint yourself with the villagers and gain their trust. We will need them on our side if it comes to a struggle for leadership. But right now, I will go straight to Lady Regina and tell her everything. Will you come with me?
Yes, for 1 second. What's your take on arson?
What's your take on arson?
Your options are, of course, Celyse, let's go now, or go on your own, I have other business to attend to.
Of course, Celyse. Let's go.
It's him, unfortunately,
yes.
It's him. You let him flip over his token.
Yes, I flipped mine. What were my options?
Of course, let's go now, or go on your own, I have other business to attend to.
I'm gonna go on my own. I have other business to attend to.
Fair enough. Time passes. Time passes. This encounter is complete. So,
Good
well,
one, Pudge. Good one.
you're Pudge.
I'm Duke.
Duke! Pudge!
Well, Pudge, apparently we have business to attend to, according to our friend.
Is Ciarán assassinating people?
Why would you
I
even
heard
suggest
Ciarán.
that?
Wasn't that the name of the assassin guy? Oh, it was a Kirik.
Ooh.
Kirik.
He's pretty
Kirik.
close. You think he's the...
Let's be careful. I don't know if I trust
Starts
him.
with a different letter.
I really don't.
But you can trust me.
I do trust you.
Okay, good.
Well, we have to gain the trust. We have to gain the trust of the civilians,
The villagers,
of the town,
yes.
the villagers. So we can't burn every establishment to the ground. Okay, Duke?
Or any of them. We could just not burn anything down.
All right.
Well, where should we go?
We're gonna go to the. We're gonna get messed up. Going to the Drunken Hog.
Going to the Drunken Hog. All right, you flip your thing over. Both of you should have your things flipped over. 3,500.
No family's gonna get killed. Just go take care of it yourself. We're gonna go to the bar.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you forever. Goodbye.
But we need to get drunk.
Drunk. We're not drunk enough for this.
The Drunken Hog is marked by no sign save a discarded oak hogshead. The building is low and square, its entrance sunken below the street and barred by a door black with grime. Its windows are greasy waxed paper, and the entire building seems like it hasn't been cleaned since it was built. 5 or more time has not passed. I saw this coming. The Drunken Hog is not open until late evening. This encounter is complete.
Burn it.
We're not having the best of luck today, guys, I'll be honest.
Probably should go to the manor, right? At this point.
I probably should have went with Celyse.
Yeah, probably a good idea, but...
Well, we do know now that the smithy is looking for help with something. Oh, I think I figured out the K. Wait, no. I still don't know what the K was.
Didn't we kill that kid? We killed him.
Now it is time to go to the Drunken Hog.
Punch someone in the face.
Alright, Duke chooses to find an excuse to start a tavern brawl.